Yeah, hello, it's Michael Tackett here with the truth. Yeah, I got the old truth tablet here, and I'm about ready to bust some NRA heads, as I like to call them, the terrorist group. Now, we all know that about, this is a video response to, about the Alex Jones, James Yeager video from Jacqueline Glenn. We all know about Sandy Hook and what happened, 20 children, 6 teachers, and Looney Tunes himself shot dead. So let me be the first to not cry over that idiot, but the fact of the matter is that there's been this huge gun debate since then. A lot of people advocating for, there are some people that are advocating for all of a gun ban, which wouldn't, especially in this country, wouldn't do no good. There are people who are advocating for all gun ownership, which wouldn't do no good, would be a bad ideal, a very bad ideal. And then there are other people like me who are advocating for people, if they want to own a gun, fine, but let's have registration, restrictions, background checks, and things like that. And I know it's a complicated issue. It is, it's not just guns, because if that was the case, Norway and Sweden, who per capita have more gun owners than we do, have 2 of the lowest crime rates in the world. But then again, the right don't want to talk about this. There's socialized healthcare, education, less poverty, less homelessness, higher minimum wage, lower income gap. They don't want to talk about that now. So anyway, socialism. Well, those socialist states, and they're not total socialists, they're kind of some mixed economy, but they are a lot socialist. They have a hell of a lot better economy, or, yeah, they're better for gun owners than what we are. So here we go. From the Law Center to Prevent Gun Violence, and they get theirs from the Department of Justice, FBI, but I'm just giving the website I got from. Anyway, you hear from the gun right loonies that gun violence gun deaths have went down since the Brady Bill expired. That is true. In 2004, there were over nearly 40,000 gun deaths. If anybody can find a different, this is what I found. If it's higher or lower, please tell me. In 2010, it was only 31,076. That's a hell of a lot, way too much. But still, 85 a day. Here's what they don't tell you. The number of people being shot has went up. 73,505 people treated for non-fatal gun shootings. Non-fatal. In other words, more people are being treated for gunshots than they were before, but they're being successfully treated. So now we have a 70% rate of success. That's good. Let's get it up to 90%, why don't we? Excuse me. Firearms are the 3rd leading cause of injury-related deaths behind poisoning and motor vehicles. Oh, yeah, here we go. Motor vehicles. I see a lot of comments from the nutters on the internet, the NRA loons going, motor vehicles will kill and stuff. Why don't you ban them? Because you don't build a car with the intent to kill somebody. You don't. And you also have to pass a test. You have to get a license. Excuse me. And there are more regulations and stuff on cars than there are guns. So, anyway, but I'm just telling you. Now, for the anti-war Ron Paul fans who like to wave the flag, I'm anti-death. I'm for Ron Paul. He's against the war. Ron Paul. Bullshit. Between 1995 and 1955 and 1975, for the Vietnam War, 58,000 American soldiers were killed. It took 20 years for that many. In 2 years, we'll have more gun deaths here. The Iraq War, over a 10-year period, 4,400. I'm not saying I'm advocating war. I'm not. I'm against war. But I'm also not for Ron Paul's strategy of, just let the people buy guns. Legalize them. Legalize all guns. Ron Paul said, it's for liberty. Let's let all the people own the guns. And yes, I got a cold. I know it. Bam. Homicide, actual murders, 11,078. 35% of all gun deaths, 68% of all homicides. Regions and states with higher rates of gun ownership have higher rates of homicide than states with lower rates of gun ownership. Suicide. Now, this is a really touchy, sad subject, but with suicide, there's 19,392 shot suicides every year. That's 62% of gun deaths. More than 50% of suicides are committed with guns, and considering the fact that there's poisoning yourself, hanging yourself, cutting yourself, and everything, that's pretty high. 49 gun suicides a day. 44% of these gun suicides are done from young people under the age of 25. 75% of gun use and suicide attempts or unintentional injuries from young kids the age of 0 to 19. Had a family member, someone with a family member, a neighbor, or a friend that got the gun from their house. And the risk of suicide increases 11% with a gun in the home. Now, another one you hear is about accidental deaths. This is what the big joke is with the NRA people, is like you're much safer from criminals and everything if you own a gun. Well, that's actually not true. Listen to all these statistics. In 2010 alone, there was 606 accidental deaths. From 2005 to 2010, there were 3,800. 1,300 of these accidental deaths were young people under the age of 25. People of all age groups' risk of accidental deaths rose in states with more guns. 8%, according to a government study, of shooting deaths fired by kids under the age of 6. I wonder how many of you gun Looney Tune terrorists are pro-lifers. Your gun's more important than a child's life, isn't it? U.S. General Accounting Office, 31% of these accidental deaths could have been prevented by adding a child-proof safety lock and a loading indicator. See, more regulations, more restrictions, registrations, and everything. Those nasty words that right-wingers don't want to hear. Okay? Now, from the New Republic, excuse me, this is about gun ownership. People who own guns for self-protection, you're safer in your home, safer from an intruder if you own a gun. People are 43 times more likely to shoot and kill a friend or a family member than an intruder. For every self-defense. Guns will protect you from being shot and killed by another human being. For every one self-defense gun death, in other words, somebody trying to kill you and you shoot them before they kill you, there's 50 flat-out murders according to the FBI. 3,000 children die each year because of guns. Again, where are the pro-lifers at? Where are you at? Where are y'all screaming from the heavens at? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I hate this cold. Anyway, from Mother Jones, yeah, I got the old truth tablet, folks. I got a bunch of information here. I needed to do this because these gun idiots have just been driving me crazy. The big joke is, if we ban guns, criminals will just buy them by the hordes. Okay? 142 guns possessed by the mass shooting killed by the killers. More than 3/4 of them were obtained legally. There's loopholes where you can buy them at gun shops, gun sales. You have a relative buy them for you. If you have a friend there, you can have them sell it to you. And as far as the ban on assault weapons go, like semi-automatics and stuff, what did the mass shooters buy? What did they buy? 68 semi-automatic handguns, 35 assault weapons, 20 revolvers, and 19 shotguns. Because I hear this all the time from the NRA poofs who are like, semi-assault rifles are not and weapons are not the same as assault weapons. There are actually videos on the internet. I can put them up in this video where you can turn a semi-automatic into a full-on automatic. Granted, it was done on a paint gun and stuff like that, but still, you get the idea that it can happen. And a guy did. 2 people actually did it. Just saying. Now, their thing of with more gun regulations and stuff means more violence. That, the killers will have better access to the guns and everything, and that the civilians will be helpless. Listen to this. Between 1982 and 2004, again from Mother Jones, we had 34 mass shootings. That's too many. And that's like 1.5 a year, or 1 1/4. With deaths totaling 266, and that's real sad. But that's kind of like one more than a death. Well, something like that. Like 5 deaths a year. Excuse me. Well, I mean, that's still too many. Now, between 2005 and 2012, when the Brady Bill expired, 27 mass shootings. In 7 years, 237. You put that in the same time period, and we almost have 1,000 deaths compared to 266, and we have over 90 mass shootings. So for them to actually sit there and have the audacity to say that more gun regulations more gun restrictions and everything equals more shootings is a bunch of crap shit. I'm tired of these NRA. Oh, and here's another one. They said that being from the NRA is being pro-American. Wrong. You guys are terrorists. You want to know why? I got an article. I'm going to put it up, and it shows where the NRA is taking money from terrorist groups. Yeah. They want looser gun regulations, and guns are being sold to drug cartels, to terrorist groups, to these people in Saudi Arabia, which the right wing jumped on Obama, and rightfully so, for signing an arms deal with Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I don't blame them. But where are you now with the NRA? And the NRA blamed a violent video game, and they made a video game about gun shooting and everything. Seriously, what the hell? You people are out of your mind. You guys are like, I want my guns, I want my guns, I want my guns. You know what? Everyone, I'm not talking about the people who are like, want stricter gun laws and stuff, but yet are like, you know what, I'm still for the Second Amendment and stuff. Fine. Fine by me. But for people who think that guns should be sold like lollipops and stuff, they should round you all up. Alex Jones, that mother freaking idiot, and that moron James Yeager, and all of you, they should get you in a helicopter and take you to a deserted island, and if you idiots want to play a round of Hunger Games and go ahead and shoot the hell out of each other and kill each other until Alex Jones is over and go, and well, then by all means do it. I'll send you a first-class trip myself. I will. I'll freaking have friends of mine, who have some money, and we'll get you on the plane all right over there. I mean, because I swear to God, I'm sick of you gun nutters. And oh yeah, one more quick sickening story. A hero from Sandy Hook. Man who helped Sandy Hook kids is harassed by conspiracy theorists. From Yahoo.com. A man who found 6 children in his driveway in Newtown, Connecticut, after their teacher had been shot and killed in last month's school massacre, has become the target of conspiracy theorists who believe the shootings were staged. I don't know what to do, Gene Rosen told Salon.com. I'm getting hang-up calls. I'm getting some calls. I'm getting emails, which not direct threats, but accusations that I'm lying, that I'm a crisis actor, how much I'm being paid. Rosen, a 69-year-old retired psychologist who lives near Sandy Hook Elementary School, where the shooting took place, says his inbox is filled with emails like this one. How are those little students doing? You know, the ones that showed up in your house after the shooting. What is the going rate for getting involved in a government-sponsored hoax anyway? Go to hell. Stupid, idiotic morons. You guys need to be locked up in a mental institution. A lot of you are like, we need help, more funding for health care for mental illness and stuff. Yes. And Alex Jones, Ted Nugent, James Yeager, and the rest of you idiotic morons who actually think Sandy Hook is a hoax, you wouldn't pass my evaluation. You wouldn't. And you'd be turned down for a gun. Stupid, idiotic, Fruit Loop. I mean, seriously. You make the 9/11 conspirators look normal. You do. I mean, you bunch of redneck, inbred hillbillies who have a straight line in your family tree. You idiots don't deserve guns. Walk up to the parents. You're like, they're actors. Well, then where's the, if you're an actor, you got to have a SAG member card. Why don't you ask them for their SAG member cards? Oh, my God, I could give these idiots ideas. I mean, you bunch of idiotic, buffoonish morons actually think that just giving this society, which is, I agree, just banning guns will not do it, because we're a very violent society. We are a violent, obsessed society where we want to see people get hurt, harmed, humiliated, and everything. It's our psyche. And you want to give these idiots access to guns? I know banning a lot of, making it really hard won't eliminate the problem, but by God, it'll reduce it a lot. Why do we have 11,000 murders a year? We shouldn't. You're terrorist, and you support a terrorist organization like the NRA. The NRA is a terrorist organization. There's no other way of putting it. It's a complex problem, and we don't need simple-minded fools to solve it. So for anyone who thinks that I'm just like, oh, ban guns, no, I'm not. But if you just think that leaving guns in the hands of dangerous, idiotic people like Alex Jones is good, then you're crazier than him.